Seeing a consistent theme here of crunch time, you guys just have a few different things you can go to mix it up, where the defense seems compromised tonight. They're doubling, Drew's short rolling. Why did you want to use Drew as like a roller, and just, I guess, how versatile was Drew tonight offensively?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the first half, we went to Drew KP low angle against switching, which was really good when we have three great players spaced, and so we have that. And then I just thought with the matchup that Drew had on him, when you have guys like, Tatum and Jalen that are willing to be playmakers out of the pick and roll, not just scorers, it allows you to just kind of be more dynamic on the offensive end. And Drew's really good at making plays down the stretch. So it just goes back to the guys having an understanding of we can go to different play call frequencies depending upon matchups, and we all got to be ready to play.
Is it fun for you trying to win these X and O battles at the end of games where it's it seems like you kind of have the upper hand every single time?
I don't know if I have the upper hand, but it is a lot of fun. I enjoy doing that a lot. Yes.
Joe, just their pace, the amount of threes they put up, how did they challenge you with the things they did offensively, and how did you see your guys respond to it?
Our effort never waned. I didn't think our defensive execution was great at times, but our effort never waned. And you're right, they put a ton of pressure on your defense because of the way they shoot, how fast they play. They spread you out, and then they have 3-4 guys that can make hard shots. And I thought our guys just continued to play hard, even though they, Cam Thomas, Bridges made some of those tough shots. And that's the first key, is to maintain a level of competitiveness. And the next key is just, in certain possessions, being to execute defensively. But, credit to our guys for just continuing to chip away, and get stops when they needed to. I thought our bench was really good. I thought Luke did a great job.
And you talked about the way you adjust offensively. Defensively, it looked like Porzingis had some contests on the perimeter, Cornette too. Just how do you adjust to the amount of threes they were putting up and, the way they were beating you in that area?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't think you do. I thought we did a better job of changing our coverage in the beginning of the second half. We kind of slowed them down, and they got some shots later in the shot clock. But you can't really do that from time to time. I thought we did a good job of kind of forcing certain guys off the three-point line. But that's a good team. They put a ton of pressure on you, and it's a tough matchup for us.
Joe, I know you'd like to have Derek out here, but is it nice to be able to go up against a team that's small like this with the two big lineup, and like you said, a team that's getting a ton of threes up, playing small, playing quick, to be able to see what it looks like and make some adjustments throughout a game like that?
Yeah, for sure. So we had one coverage to start the game, and then we played a different coverage in the second half, and I thought that slowed them down a little bit. And then offensively, I thought it helped us. So the more we can get reps at different identities, I think that's important for us. I thought our bench came through tonight. I thought Peyton, Sam, Luke, O'Shea, I thought those guys competed. They played hard. I thought Luke gave us great minutes with just him and double big.
Were you surprised to see how many Celtics fans were there today?
Not really. I think that's one of the great things about being a Celtic is just the support that we get throughout the country, just the tradition and the things that we have. So going into different places kind of heightens your responsibility to, trying to win. It also makes the opponent a little bit more pissed at us, but that's okay.
Coach, just to piggyback on what you said about the second unit, specifically about midway through that third quarter, that lineup that featured Hauser, Pritchard, just tell me what did you see out of those guys and why you decided to go with those five, with Drew Holiday and mixed in there as well, a couple starters.
Yeah, I felt like those guys we ran good offense. We got good shots. We didn't make them a ton, but we got good shots. And then defensively, we really competed. It allowed us to kind of get into the ball, and with their matchup, we were able to kind of go to less switching, and Luke did a great job of protecting the rim. We held him to one shot, and then the offensive end, I thought we were getting really good looks. So that kind of settled us down and then gave our guys a chance to rest before we put them back in.
Joe, Jayson's the youngest Celtic to reach 10,000 points. I mean, it seems like his career is on that kind of the rise to be one of the greats of all time, the Celtics greats of all time. What have you seen of him this year, and what have you seen of him since coaching him that makes him at that level?
Yeah. Outside of just who he is as a person and the professionalism that he brings on a daily basis, he shows up to work every single day. He puts the work in. He dedicates his life to it. He doesn't miss days. He doesn't miss practices, games. And just his open-mindedness and wanting to be coached and wanting to be held to a high standard. When you have guys like that you can coach, you see what you get out of him, but it also allows you to bring the best out of everybody else. And so he's one of the guys that sets the tone for us. And because he's willing to be pushed to the ultimate limit, it allows us to do that to everybody. But I'm really proud of him, and I know he's not going to stop, but it's good for him.
He scored 32, but there was one play where he pushed the ball up the floor, and instead of driving, he threw it up to Porzingis and was fouled. He seemed really pumped about that.
Yeah.
Do you sense that unselfishness, not out of him, but just out of the guys, especially when you have a luxury like Porzingis standing near the basket, that the guys are sharing the ball? Do you see that more?
Yeah, I mean, I see both, right? I see it's like 80-20. I see 80% of the possessions we're really looking for each other, then 20% we're trying to figure it out, But there was a few plays. I thought Jalen had that one alley-oop to Kristaps in the second quarter, right before the half ended. I think Drew's unselfishness. I thought Al had two big plays, and so you're seeing a bunch of guys making unselfish plays for each other, and we just have to continue to do that. It's going to get harder and harder as teams, play us harder, and it gets harder as the season goes on. But the joy, they're starting to realize the joy that the guy next to them brings, and if you can do that, it'll spring competitiveness. Guys will play harder for each other, but the way we're playing right now is showing that you can be competitive and joyful at the same time, and I think it's a balance that we have to have.
Any other questions? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.